That was good. I like that. Hello there, and welcome to a special edition of Drive Home Reviews for a number of reasons. Number one, as you can see, I'm joined by my very dear friend, Miss Lindsay Phillips, who I always have to remind myself not to call Lindsay Ross because Lindley. I called her Lindsay there, so I made two mistakes. But my very dear friend, and secondly, we are two teachers who are officially out of school.
Last day of school. Last day of school. We're good.
Awesome. And I've been looking forward to this, just doing one of these with her for a long time.
We've been trying to do it for 4 years.
4 years? Yeah, wow.
4 years?
It's really sad when you look back and you can say it's been that long. Like, we've been trying to 4 years. Holy crap, yeah.
Life happens is what happens.
Yeah.
I've had kids. We've had jobs. But
She's
that's
had
the
jobs,
moral
not
of
the
the
kids.
story, too. That's what happened with Han Solo.
Ah, tying it back
Tying
there.
it back in.
There you go, bro.
Life happens. Life doesn't always go how you want.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta think on your feet to get back around. All right, so I gotta ask this because I don't think this ever came up while we were in college. Just how big of a Star Wars fan are you? Like how much of an impact did it have on your life?
Love Star Wars. I never went like fully geek on it.
Mm-hmm.
Never, but I didn't go fully geek on really anything, so it's not like I did it on something else. Like I just wasn't that kind of person. But freaking love Star Wars. Watched all of them. Well, no, not the prequels. Watched the originals, the real Star Wars, many times. Like spent many summers of my life instead of playing outside, watching those movies over and over and over and over and over again. I actually have the original DVDs.
Really?
Before they were all the special effects were added, which is way better. You don't need those new special effects. That's bullshit. I know that it's more like physically correct, but it's not as good. You got to watch them in the original. The new special effects are not good. I have the original. I love Star Wars. Watch the shit out of them.
Okay.
You?
I was really big into it as a kid. Like Return of the Jedi is like it's the first movie I remember seeing in the movie theater.
Oh, okay.
And like I saw that movie tons of times, and I don't care what anybody says, Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Empire.
Yes, I know.
Wait, was it the Ewoks? Do you like the Ewoks?
I like the Ewoks.
I like the Ewoks.
I can do a whole. I want to do a whole thing one of these days.
And he's in the movie.
He is.
He's in Solo.
Warwick Davis has a cameo, and it's like the best cameo there.
So good.
It's like, yes, Warwick Davis.
It's so good. And he talks in it. He doesn't just like pop in and pop out. Like he has a proper little role, and it's good.
But I won't say I cooled on it. I just, as I got older, I didn't get sucked into the fandom, and I think that's for the best because I feel like mass fandom has kind of ruined these movies because it seems like you can't satisfy ever since the prequels came out.
Yeah.
And let's not beat around the bush. The prequels have a lot to bitch about.
But we don't need to deal with it.
But I think people have gotten too much into the complaint about everything and therefore enjoy nothing.
You know what? There's a lot to be said for why people don't vote in that statement.
Yeah,
Everyone wants their exactly perfect person. And sorry, unless that person doesn't exist, one, no one candidate's going to be perfect, one. Two, if you want someone that is like 100% on everything that you think, you just got to go run yourself. So yeah, just putting that in there.
So
go vote.
we were very political here. So when I heard they were making this one, I was a little bit like, oh, really? An origin story?
Really?
I was a little. I didn't like the idea.
I loved it because Han has always been like my favorite.
Yeah, but I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm very willing to admit when I'm wrong.
It was good.
Because it was very good. I really enjoyed it. But it was one of those things, kind of like I hear rumors now they want to do another Indiana Jones. And I'm from that school thought like, no,
leave it.
Harrison Ford was Indiana Jones. He was Han Solo. I don't need more of things.
And if he didn't want to do the new Star Wars, then why would he want to do Indiana Jones? I don't know. I'm kind of,
Yeah. So I was a little hesitant on this one, but after seeing it, I thought it was
good. It was so fun. Look, I have not read any reviews. I was just telling you, my husband read, I guess, I don't know, a couple of reviews, and he was like, yeah, people said it was okay, but not great. Here's why I think, and I'm going to repeat myself.
Yeah, go for it. I do this to them all the time.
I think people were expecting another Rogue One, and Rogue One is brilliant.
Rogue
One is so good, but Rogue One, the stakes are very different than in Han Solo, right? Like Rogue One is all about getting the plans for the Death Star. Well, that's a heavy topic. There's a lot. You knew everybody was going to die because they already said that in the original movie. It's like you knew it was going to be this heavy thing, and it was brilliant. It was good, and so well acted, and so well directed, and so well edited. It was just brilliant. It was a brilliant movie. This was never going to be that movie. Han Solo's smarmy. He's fun. He's campy. He's silly. You knew it was going to be a different thing. And with all the trouble with the directors getting like fired,
switched out,
like it was always not going to be like 100%. But I think people were expecting another Rogue One, and this is not another Rogue One. This is campier. It's funner. The stakes are not as high. Han, we already know, lives. It's not like this was everybody dies.
But you know what's weird about that? Even
it's
though,
so good.
Even though that we knew
fun.
Han's going to make it out, that Han and Chewie at least are going to make it out.
You didn't know about the other characters.
Some of these chase scenes
were good.
Were like so intense. You're still sitting there.
I was like,
gripping. I know. I was hearing you next to me, and there were a couple moments. You're like, and then I remember thinking, I was like, I know he makes it out. And you were talking about like them changing the directors, but I think the change in directors was for the best, because I don't even know who the original director is. But when you go from whoever that was to Ron Howard,
who's good, he hasn't been as good lately.
I don't
put that out there.
I don't know. I enjoy just about anything Ron Howard does.
And his brother's in it. Like
his Clint Howard. He has
a good cameo. It's good.
Clint Howard
L3 though. I loved L3
with Linda Huntsman.
Oh my god, I loved L3. You're gonna love her. She's the best.
I remember. I gotta say this because you were talking about not hearing some reviews. I remember a couple months back I was watching some video on YouTube, and it was doing this list of actors who were going to ruin upcoming movies, and they listed Emilia Clarke.
She was fine.
As they thought they were going to ruin this, and it's like
she was fine.
It's like I loved Emilia Clarke.
I don't think she was incredible. I don't think she carried the movie. I don't think she was
she wasn't supposed to carry the movie.
But she wasn't like a breakout. She wasn't.
But she was
great. She was perfect for what she was
supposed to do. For that character, she was perfect, and she knew.
And I don't think they're done with her.
I don't think so either, and that's what's weird about this one. We were talking about this, and I say spoiler alert, but I don't care. We talk about spoilers. I think this one, more so than any of the Star Wars story ones that they do, I think this one is really heavy sequel baiting.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to make a whole trilogy or something,
Han Solo series, because they, like say, Rogue One had a very definite, this is the end.
Yeah.
Because obviously what the end of Rogue One has to be. This one is much more cliffhangery and big, shock there with, Maul at the end, and Emilia Clarke's going to go off and be his right hand or something like that. So yeah, I think they're going to do. I think they're probably, and it's clear that the actors were having a good time.
Yeah. I thought the guy who did Han Solo was really good.
He was really good.
I thought he did a good job. He had the physicality really well of Harrison Ford. I think he's British. He did a good job with the accent. He sounded like a young Harrison Ford. I thought he did great.
And I like that he wasn't doing a Harrison Ford impression.
No, he wasn't. He was good.
He wasn't trying to sound or act or talk like Harrison Ford. He just was playing the part and just was able to get the mannerisms down just enough to go, yeah, that's a young Han Solo. Mm-hmm. So I think that was... I had so much fun. Yeah. It was fun. It was a really fun movie. And I think that's something, again, that a lot of the Star Wars films have gotten away from.
It's fun.
Because even when the trilogy proper now has to drag all the Force shit and the, hope and this and that and, and it's got all the fanboys bitching about it. It kind of takes...
the fun out of it.
People kind of forget that these movies, before we attached all this meaning to them, were based on old Saturday morning serials
and westerns.
Yeah, so they were there to be enjoyed and to be raucous good times. And I think we've attached too much weight to them. That's always done that.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Can we talk for a second about this though?
Okay, she's really having a problem.
You are not Slytherin.
I am.
No, you are not.
Yes.
How? How? The
ambition.
Okay. But they're evil. They're mean. You are not, they are...
How long have you known me?
Long enough. You are not a mean person. Like, look, this is all just insecure. He's not a mean person.
The people who watch this
just
know,
like
the 5 people who watch these reviews know me, and they know that you are wrong.
No.
There, darling.
No, I'm
wrong.
Amelia Clark in this, and you're Han
You're
Solo.
gonna Amelia Clark this?
I'm an outlaw. And she's like, no, you're a good guy.
Okay, this is a weird thing to pick up on.
What?
One thing that kind of bugged me about this, it's a really weird thing to pick up on.
What?
And I guess that's a tribute to how good the movie is, that the women had nail polish.
That bugged you?
Yeah, I don't know why in space where they're speaking English and all the bad guys are British, for some reason the fact that they had something very Earth like nail polish, I don't know why. It kind of pulled me out. I don't know why it didn't bother me that they had lipstick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but they were wearing other makeup.
Yeah. But I don't know why the nail polish bugged me. It was just kind of weird.
Huh. I didn't get it.
Was there anything you didn't like about the movie? Because we're in agreement the movie was good. I'll say the thing I didn't like about the movie, 2 things, aside from the nail polish. They were really trying to make a big deal out of the fact that he had those the dice things from The Last Jedi, trying to really convince us that he's had those the whole time instead of just introducing them. Yeah, it was just one of those things where they were really, really harping on it.
No, see, I don't think it was just that, look, like, it's a thing he still has that he had in the originals. I think it was she was letting him go. No, because he gives it to her, and then she keeps it.
But I don't know.
No, but she takes it, and they do the thing, and does she betray him, and does she not? But then she gives it to him, and it's like, smile, I think of you. She was saying goodbye. It was a goodbye token.
It's not so much that. It's just that it's one of those things where they're trying to take something from one of the newer films and trying to make it seem like it's been there the whole time, because he didn't have those in the originals.
Well, I don't know. It didn't bother me. I can't.
The thing that did bug me, the only filmmaking thing that did bug me about it is, John Williams' music is so iconic.
Yeah, you didn't like the music.
I did not like the music. I just the music did not sound or feel Star Warsy.
Well, see, for me, I think that was a choice. The music didn't bother me because I didn't notice it, and I think that's what I didn't like, is that I didn't notice the music. But in the originals, the music has such a presence, and I didn't honestly, until you were like, I didn't like the music. I was like, I didn't even like. And I didn't even hear it. Like, I didn't even pay any attention to it. It didn't have enough of a role.
Even Rogue One, which was
had
not
a lot of music, sweeping music
that sounded like Star Wars. That sounded like John Williams.
Yeah.
This one did not, and I don't know, and maybe you can make the argument that it is it's away from the established trilogy, and it's not like say Rogue One with bigger sweeping stakes and all that, but like I say, a Star Wars movie is there's some things I think kind of like with a Bond film.
Yeah,
you do a Bond movie, you need the opening credits.
Yeah.
You need the song with the the trippy opening credits. You need that. It's what makes it different from other films, and the fact that the music was not very powerful in this one, it was just kind of generic. I don't know. I didn't. It didn't work for me. But again, that's the only thing for me that didn't really. I'm just gonna go around one more time.
I don't know. Like, for me, I just enjoyed it. Like, I don't think it was high cinema. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like the best.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to be. I just enjoyed it.
It's popcorn. It's a popcorn movie. It's one of those movies. You're just.
It's just fun, and it's family friendly.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot. I've got little kids, but my son's about to be 5, so I think about okay, what movies could I watch with my kid? And I think this is something that I could watch not with my 5-year-old. Something I could watch when he's I teach 3rd grade. Okay, I could take a 9-year-old to this.
And that's another thing. With the kind of what the films have become a little bit is
more family friendly.
Yeah.
Rogue One, I don't think was young family friendly for me, at least.
And I don't think they're more recent.
Too violent, but this wasn't as bad.
Last Jedi was a little bit like that too. Not so much that it was more violent, but it had more of a slower.
It was lighter. It was a little lighter.
But this one, like I say, very light, very they. And again, I put this down to Ron Howard just knowing it. I read something that while he was making this, he was kind of channeling the experience he had making Willow.
Oh, I love Willow.
And I can totally see that. There's a lot of, there's
Val
a lot.
Kilmer has never been hotter.
I'm straight, and I'll agree with that. But there's a lot of parallels between kind of the cinematography and the storytelling.
I see that. A lot of the colors.
Yeah.
A lot of the colors were similar.
In Willow and in this one.
And the silliness, the campiness, the wit,
And
I see that.
knowing when the film needed to slow down and let the characters interact, and then getting right back into it, the action was typical of what you'd expect for a space
Star Wars movie.
But original enough that it was its own thing. It didn't look like...
It didn't look like we're copying another chase scene from another...
Yeah, it didn't look
Star
like,
Wars movie.
we're just doing another TIE fighter chase. We're doing another, this. It was neat and interesting, and like I say, very, gripping. You're sitting there gripping the wheel there and kind of, and going, so I also like that the action kind of built. Like the opening speeder chase was kind of a little mundane. It was kind of like, okay, and then it got, each action scene, each thing kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I put that down to Ron Howard, just knowing how to
tell a story.
Yeah, and how to hook an audience. So I think
we haven't talked about Lando yet.
Oh, he was good.
I love Donald Glover.
Oh my God, he's so good.
I think he's so good. He was a writer on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I watched all of 30 Rock, but I just found that out recently. He's hilarious. He was hilarious, and he did a good job.
And I think he had the harder.
He had a harder part.
He had the harder part because I don't know. Billy D. Williams is such a presence, and when you consider that he did all that in fewer movies and less screen time.
Yeah.
And yet, Lando Calrissian is
such a character.
Yeah, so
I think he did a good job. He did being that character, but not being a character.
I didn't like the Hawaiian shirt he had on at the end.
I thought it was hilarious. You know why? Because you see it in the closet. You see it in the closet when they're kissing. When Han Solo and Emilia Clarke are kissing, not when Han and Lando are kissing amongst the kids.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Would have been an interesting twist.
Oh, you see the shirt, so I was like, there's the shirt.
Okay, I did, but I was just like, wow, that's a weird shirt.
He was good. It was good.
It was. Okay, so
go see it.
We're in agreement. So the way we usually wrap things up here
money, for sure.
on Drive Home is since I'm a teacher and you are a teacher, she's been a teacher much longer than I have. She's very good at it. Matter of fact, she's gonna go to a charter school next year.
I'm teaching science, baby.
That's
Woo!
right. So the way I wrap it up is we give it a final grade.
Like A, B, C, D?
Yeah.
Okay.
And F, because there are those. So what's your...
What's an A? Well, what's an A? Whatever I think? Or is there an agreement?
I want...
Casablanca's an A?
Well, Casablanca's definitely... Casablanca's an A+.
Okay, so... Okay, that's the scale.
That's
Casablanca
the scale.
A+.
Yeah.
You're gonna be mad. I'm a hard grader.
All right. Well, so am I. Ask some of my students, especially after this past week. Ask some of them.
So I'm a tough grader. I'm gonna say that now, and I really like this movie. But if Casablanca's an A+, then I give this a C+, B-.
C+, B-. That is tough.
Well, but here's why. It's not. It was never. It's a different thing. Like if Casablanca.
Well, then don't put Casablanca as the top. Just maybe put it against other Star Wars movies.
Okay. Other Star Wars movies. I put it. Okay. If Empire's an A.
Okay. All right.
If Empire's an A, then I give this a solid B. Solid B. Because I think for me, those honestly nothing can top the originals.
No, not.
So I think solid B. Like if B+ was an 88, then I give this like an 86.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a solid B.
I'm going to agree with that. So that's a B for me.
So for you, Return of the Jedi is an A. This is a solid.
Well, see, but here's the problem with trying to grade Return of the Jedi on the same is that there's emotional and personal things going on with Jedi.
Yeah.
Not just grading it as movies. If you're grading them as movies, Empire is the superior film.
See, this is the problem. Yeah.
But if you're when you have a personal connection to something like Return of the Jedi, then that becomes my favorite. Again, favorite films don't necessarily mean the better films.
Better films. Hence why everyone thinks Citizen Kane is so good.
I love Citizen Kane.
Snooze fest.
All right, let's see.
But again, that's because Casablanca is incredible.
This is why we make different flavors of ice cream.
Exactly. No, I think it's a solid B, just because, like I say, nothing can top our favorite Star Wars.
And I think a solid B
so
as
good.
well.
Solid B. But if we're just saying, like, whatever, movies right now, like, and I don't see movies, because, again, I have kids. Yeah, I'd say B.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, and I think better than it had any real right to be. I think with all
That's true. I think that's true.
You know, he's trying to do yet another prequel, only this time doing it with an established character, you know, which, as we all know, always works out. Like I say, trauma backstage with, you know, switching directors and all that. Fans kind of already being pissed off about The Last Jedi and...
Why are people pissed off about that?
Oh, honey, go online sometimes. They will,
try not
they
to.
Yeah, it's you're
because it ruins the experience.
You're mentally healthier for it, unless you're watching drive home reviews. Then
you watch.
Then go online all you want. There are tons of people who are just bitching nonstop about that movie, and it's really sad.
Whatever. People find anything to bitch about.
Well,
go ahead and let it be a movie, I guess.
You know, but this one was, and I think a good way to start off what would be the summer movie season.
Yes,
you know?
I agree. It's a good summer movie kickoff. It's good for the family. It's fun. It was really fun. It was fun. You know.
And sometimes that's what you need, you know. And before, I'm sure they all listen to this. Before any of y'all internet folk get out there and start nitpicking this thing to death, just try to go and have fun with it. Just
watch out for this little.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
lady.
I see her. There we go.
School's out. The kids are out now.
Yeah. There was one little girl right before you showed up at the theater, and she was, I guess they were going to the IMAX, and she was dressed as Rey.
Oh.
And she's like really
I'm dressing
tiny.
My daughter is at next Halloween. She's in a pink phase. And if you know me, I'm not a pink girl.
She's not.
And she's like, I like pink every day. Oh my God. So she has to be pink Minnie Mouse.
Little Pink Ranger.
Which she's going to be adorable.
Oh, she already is adorable. She's
going to look amazing.
Lindley's children are beautiful and
awesome.
Adorable. I mean, they are just two of the most adorable children you will ever...
You know, you can babysit when she's screaming.
Oh, can I? Oh, may I? That just sounds...
When she throws a fit over not getting the pink cup and gets purple cup instead, you can... Or like this morning when I braided her hair. I gave her Elsa hair, because again, this is my daughter, so she has Elsa hair, right? She has Elsa hair, Elsa braids, and she threw a fit, pulled her braids out, and then... cried because she didn't have braids.
No, see, that's the great thing about being single.
Really
that's one of the few great things about being single and not having that, is that I can see them when they're cute.
And then say bye.
And then when they're not, I go, well, here's mom.
Okay, once again though, this is just a facade.
What? It is not a facade.
He's a Hufflepuff.
Thank you. Ouch.
Hufflepuffs are sweet.
Hufflepuffs
are so sweet. You are a very sweet person.
No, do not lump me in with those people that they asked to sit over there and
Ravenclaw.
And not read the new magazines.
Ravenclaw. What am I then?
You're definitely a Ravenclaw.
Gryffindor.
Don't be.
Please.
You're so intelligent.
So was Hermione.
And you're more active.
So
the Gryffindors rest on their laurels. We're brave. They don't, and then they just kind of.
All Hermione did was study and act.
Yeah. I'm going Ravenclaw for you. That'd be me, but they don't lump me in there. And everybody gets into this. Oh, Cedric Diggory was a Hufflepuff. The only thing Cedric Diggory did was die like a bitch. He died.
He had to die.
Like a bitch.
But then he dated that hot vampire chick. No, he was a vampire. I never saw those movies.
And you've lived a much more pleasant life.
Healthy life.
Of it. Yes. Yes. So. This has been. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you so much. This has been fun. Don't. Or else I'll push you right out of the car.
Then you would be. Then you have to do. Yeah. Ah.
There you go. So you're gonna have to join me again when I come back from Alaska.
Yeah. When are you back?
The 30th.
Well, don't tell them.
Well, they usually know anyway. Again, one, like anybody's watching these, and two, like they're sitting there going, "Aha!
He's gone." Let's go get his movies.
Exactly. But you'll have to join me again because this was just too much. This was too much fun. So this is going to be one of my last ones for a while because I am heading back home for my summer.
The Great North.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over there.
And while I do see movies in the summer. My parents' internet connection is like slower than something that's very slow. Sorry, I've been at school all week. My brain is as
tired.
slow. Yeah. So I will do reviews of movies, but I probably won't post them till I get back. But but Lindley will be back and will join me again because we love her and she's just amazing. So have a wonderful summer and drive safe, and I will see you at the movies.
Bye.